welcome back to CNC Life and welcome back to my bump date. Today I am 26 weeks pregnant. That's right guys, we only got 14 more weeks to go until I'm 40 weeks into my due date. Today's title for my little thingy over here is peeing all the time. That seems to be a reoccurring theme I'm noticing this past week or two, is that I gotta pee all the time. So we're gonna jump into that in a little bit. This week, baby Jackson is the size of a papaya. Now, there are multiple different types of papayas, but Carlos and I went with the Mexican papaya because we thought it was kind of a funny joke because technically Jackson is half Mexican. So this is the Mexican papaya. It's really heavy, but I think it's about the size that he probably is. Last week he was an eggplant, and eggplant's just a little bit smaller, so maybe this is how big he is. But also, this is ginormous, and I don't think he's this heavy. This is really heavy papaya. But yeah, my little Mexican papaya this week. I gotta try this out today. I've never had papaya before. Have you guys ever had papaya? I've never had it. So I'm gonna try it out today. We're gonna be eating what Jackson is this week. So at 26 weeks pregnant, baby Jay is 2 pounds now, although I think he's more, and he's 14 inches long supposedly, which I think is crazy. That's really long, and he's starting to really put on some weight, which makes me super happy. I really want him to keep going up in weight. Obviously next week I have an actual doctor appointment and we'll actually get his real weight because I am curious how much he weighs. I think hopefully he's a big boy. I want him to be growing, but I don't think it'll be an issue. He feels pretty big in here and my belly is growing. So there are a few things happening kind of at 26 weeks pregnant. Baby Jay is technically, his eyes are opening now, which I didn't know was a thing. I didn't know they opened their eyes in the uterus, but they do. So his eyes are opening, which means that he's learning how to blink and open, which I think is just super cool. Not that he has his eye color though yet. They say that his eye color doesn't really start developing until like another month or two, I think. And plus, even then, his eye color could change once he's out also. But his eyes are opening, which means he can maybe start seeing some stuff, which I don't think you can see much inside the uterus, but maybe you can see something. Another thing happening is that his brain waves are starting to kick in, so he might respond to noises. So we already know he can hear noises, but he might actually respond to them by kicking now. Like maybe if he hears the loud noise, he'll kick, or maybe he'll respond to me talking to him. I don't really know how it works, but maybe I'll find a way to have him respond to something that happens. Maybe something will happen in the house and I'll feel him kick and responds, which I think is cool. It just means that his brain's really starting to work. And the last thing that I think is happening right now is that his fingernails are forming. Fingernails scare me so much. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's like the least favorite thing about having a newborn is that I'm gonna worry about his little nails and him scratching himself and his toenails. And I'm so afraid to clip his nails. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. They're just so teeny tiny and scary looking, but they are forming right now in the uterus, but they are not big enough to hurt me or scratch anything or anything. It's just that they are forming. So let's go ahead and jump into how I'm feeling this week. This has been kind of an interesting week. A few new things have happened actually, guys, believe it or not. The biggest thing that's happening, which I feel like I just kind of forgot to mention it last week, but it's also gotten so much worse this week. It is peeing all the time. I mean, peeing all the time, guys. I can't even express how often I have to pee. If it's every time I stand up, I have to pee. If I'm sitting down, I'll just have to like go pee at like a normal time. But if I stand up for any reason, I need to go use the restroom real quick. And then I will pee and I will stand up and start walking and I'll have to go pee again, guys. I know this is a huge thing that happens because the baby is pushing onto your bladder and he's like really putting pressure on it, and I feel that every time I stand up, every time I walk anywhere or walk around. I'm getting really used to using those public restrooms, guys, because I have no choice. Usually if I sit down though, I can, you know, hold off on a little bit, but if I'm walking around, I have to go pee. I probably go pee so many times. It's so bad. And before bed, I go pee like 6 times because I'm trying not to have to go pee in the middle of the night. I try to only have to go pee in the middle of the night once, which right now I'd like to go down on it once. Luckily, because I'm laying down, I think. But I pee so many times before bed because I'm trying to get it all out so that I can actually like sleep all night. And sometimes I'll have to pee so bad that I notice I start waddling while I'm walking. And it's not that I'm waddling, I'm not waddling because of like my hips or anything like that. I'm waddling because I have to pee so bad that I just think if I walk like this, maybe I can hold off a little bit longer. But that is a huge thing right now, and I think it's only gonna get worse the bigger he gets. And it's crazy because like when you're pregnant, you have to drink a lot of water. But every time I drink water, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna drink all this water and I'm gonna have to go pee, which is exactly what happens. But it's all good, all good, all good. I guess it just means everything's working. The next thing I was gonna bring up was insomnia. Now, I don't know if I have insomnia. I'm not sleeping well by all means because I'm tossing and turning all night, but there are times where I am literally up for like an hour or two in the middle of the night because I woke up to go pee, I laid back down, and I can't go back to sleep. But I don't think it's necessarily insomnia. I think it's because Jackson kicks so much in the night that I can't go back to sleep. These are hard kicks that he's kicking. He is up here in my ribs, just swirling around. I mean, it feels like he's doing like movements and kicking and punching. They are so hard. Like, he does not kick that hard throughout the day, but at night, I cannot go back to sleep because he's kicking so much. So I don't know if it's insomnia necessarily or if it's just baby somnia because he's bothering me so much basically in the middle of the night that I just can't go back to bed and I'm just up waiting for him to stop. Like last night though, he did not kick in the middle of the night and I was able to fall back asleep relatively faster. So I'm thinking it's not insomnia, it just has to do with the baby not stopping moving throughout the night that I can't go back to bed. Once I'm asleep, I can sleep pretty good. But if I wake up in the middle of the night to go pee, like I normally do every night, that is when I cannot go back to bed because he's just so active, which I love. I love that he's so active and busy and strong, and it always makes me feel like he's so healthy, but I do wake up in a little bit worse of a mood because I'm not fond of not getting my sleep, guys. Which I know is just preparation for when he's here, but it is a struggle right now on top of trying to get comfortable in bed and tossing and turning all night from the hip pain. It's just that, like, that's just another thing on top of it, is that I can't fall back asleep sometimes. Definitely a baby fault though. We're gonna blame Jackson for that one. Another thing happening in the middle of the night is that I am starting to get cramps in my legs and my feet. It feels like Charlie horses in my calves. Sometimes I get cramps in my feet. It always happens, it feels like when I'm like doing like that big stretch where you stiffen out your whole body and you kind of like shake a little bit like this. Like whenever I do that, I feel like, not whenever, but I do feel like I get cramps in my legs and it hurts so bad in my feet too. Last night it happened in the middle of the night for no reason that I know of. It woke me up from the cramp and I was almost in tears because it hurt just that bad. And then today, you know, now my calf feels super stiff. I feel like I need to go stretch it and like be careful on it because I don't want it to happen again. I know cramps are super common during pregnancy, so I was just interested that that's one of the things that I have gotten. You know, I don't get every single pregnancy symptom out there, but this is one of them. Luckily, they don't last that long. Well, at least that time it didn't. Last night it lasted like 30, 45 seconds where I was like, oh my God, and then it stopped and I was able to go back to bed. Whew, this next one, which what I'm thinking about right now, is out of breath from everything. I was a very active person before pregnancy, guys, and I could walk and do lots of stuff and went running and could walk around the mall for hours, but now, man, I am so out of breath from everything. The stairs, don't even get me started on the stairs, guys. I don't know who invented those things, but they are hard to go up. My stairs particularly, I think, are hard to go up. I've gone up my mom's stairs, and they're not nearly as difficult to go up as my stairs are. But I am just out of breath from everything. Like, whenever we go to the store, it feels like Carlos always parks a mile away from the entrance, and I'm like, no, there's spots up ahead, get up there. I try to walk as much as possible, though regardless, I try to push through it and just do our walks. And there are times where I can do my walks pretty well, but I do notice that I am pretty out of breath from them. Mostly just, it feels from the heaviness of just my body. I just gained a lot of weight that I am not used to. I've never weighed what I weigh right now. And I think that it's just all new and I am adjusting. I'll walk around the store all day like at Target and I'm like, well, that was my exercise for the day because I'm exhausted now. But we still push through it. We still go on our walks with the dogs. And I feel like I still walk like a good mile or so sometimes. Another thing is the clumsiness and pregnancy brain are really starting to kick in. I notice myself jumbling my words a lot and forgetting what I'm going to say a lot. That is definitely my pregnancy brain. The other day I did like kind of trip up the stairs, so I'm trying to be more careful now. I was a very clumsy person before, I feel like, and I feel like now I notice myself like, okay, I really don't want to trip right now. And I'm so conscious of my belly that I do not want to fall and trip on my belly. Just pregnancy brain in general, I just feel like it is really kicking in. Sometimes I just get my words completely mixed up. Like I was telling Missy something once and I just like switched every word. And then when I tried to fix it, I just switched it the other way, like the other wrong way I could have done it. You know, I mean, I'm used to stuttering and mixing up stuff when I talk too fast. But when I'm actually like trying to think about what I'm saying and I still couldn't say it. I know I've talked about this symptom before, but my acne is just so bad. I even looked at when I was pregnant in the very beginning of my pregnancy, and I've noticed my acne has gotten so much worse even since then. It definitely is not something that got better during my pregnancy. I definitely was like, oh, you know, maybe it'll just get better. Nope, did not get better, guys. My acne is pretty bad, especially just everything here and down, but even up here lately, I don't know what to do about it, because when you're pregnant you can't take a lot of stuff or put a lot of stuff on your face. So I'm just hoping that after pregnancy I can go see a dermatologist and be like, what can I do while I'm breastfeeding? Maybe there's more things I can do while I'm breastfeeding versus not, like, you know, versus pregnancy. That is something I'll be trying to take care of once I have the baby. They say when you have a boy that you glow, and that when you have a girl, your acne gets worse. Not the case for me though. But the other thing is that the baby, sometimes he is just kicking down. I don't know if it's a lightning crotch, because I know lightning crotch is a thing, but also I feel like he is just kicking down right onto my cervix sometimes, and it hurts so much. Hands down, I would rather him kicking my ribs and my upper body than anywhere down there, because it's just so uncomfortable. It makes me wince every time I'm thinking about it. And I think that's kind of all I have for today. I feel like this past week I've gone through a little bit of a nesting phase. There's not much that I can do, but I just start like organizing his clothes. I'm looking at the mess on the floor right now, because yesterday I got so upset with all the clothes just being in bags and tags being on them that I went through all of his clothes. I sorted them all by size, basically, and I just sorted them all so that I could just see what we have for him. And then I want to wash all these clothes now. Obviously I need to wash them all anyways, and I want to hang them up in the closet. We are working on painting the closet right now, and once the closet's painted, I'm gonna start washing all these clothes and hanging them. It's the little things you can do that you can't do. Like, there's a lot of things I can't do yet because we don't have all the stuff for it. I don't have everything I need for him, but the things I can do, I'm gonna start doing, because I just want to get some things done at a time instead of everything at once. I really cannot wait to get his nursery going more. I do think with the next week or two, we're gonna start really looking into the furniture and things that we can put in the room, because I just want more stuff to show you guys in here. And I think that's it for today's bump date. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. We are so close to the 3rd trimester. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, basically a week and like 2 weeks, like 1 to 2 weeks till 3rd trimester. I think they say it's like 28 weeks, but I'm gonna call it like 27.5 weeks. Super excited to get the 3rd trimester. I also have a doctor appointment next week, so next week you guys will hear all about my doctor appointment. Hopefully everything goes well. Fingers crossed for that one. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.